13,110 kilometers from his birthplace, the centenarian Ferdinand NGANDO now enjoys his retirement in Antioch, California, United States of America. Here, he peacefully embraces his golden years, surrounded by family. Ferdinand NGANDO, a towering figure in education and community life, has left an indelible mark, both in Cameroon and abroad. This is his story. It is on the flanks of Mount Coupe, the highest peak in Bakossi land, that the legend of Ferdinand NGANDO was born. Another witty centenarian and close friend, Patrick Enongene, rolls back time.
We are one family. He was always with me when we were young. We went to school in Bazin. Since I was the elderly person, I went to school first. Then afterwards, Mr. NGANDO and Mr. Lucas Esambe, they also followed. Then I finished the primary school, and then afterwards they too finished with the primary school. That's the time we went to different places. So we were always very together when we were young. We always played together and so on. We were always together, loving each other. Our love, I don't think there's any other group of children who were loving themselves as we were loving ourselves, three of us. Mr. Sambe, Mr. Lucas, and Mr. Ferdinand.
This is not the story of an old, unhappy, sick man waiting to die. It is a story of gratitude and celebration of a life well lived.
It's just a blessing to have had to go through you in Sase. You are truly a legend, NGANDO. Many servants, even those who came to Sase after you, have benefited from the wonderful, amazing person that you are.
We knew that Pa had our back. Pa wanted us to be something, because he always told us, I'm not doing this for today. I'm doing this so that in society tomorrow, we should carry our head high and say, I came from Sase College, and this is what I'm doing to impact my community.
The appreciation of generations of students and teachers who either sat in the classrooms or worked alongside Ferdinand NGANDO, as well as family, friends, and the people of Tombel in the southwest region of Cameroon and beyond, all astonished by his journey and proud of his achievements. In the 1930s, when formal education was scarce in West Cameroon, Ferdinand NGANDO not only pursued education, but also shaped the future of countless teachers and students over 6 decades.
For over 16 years that he worked as principal of St. Joseph's College in Sase, he was a real teacher who did not only impart the intellectual knowledge But in his administration, he also made sure that some of those family values, as a father of the house himself, that some of those family values that he would bring to his children back at home, that he brought to the college, in order to help the students to know they have to love one another, they have to live in peace, they have to be united with one another, having concern for one another, concern for the common good. And I think having a lay person at that time and even now to lead an institution like St. Joseph's College, Sase, no doubt shows that he was a man of quality.
St. Joseph's College, Sase, founded by Mill Hill missionaries in 1937, became a beacon of academic excellence, shaping many of Cameroon's English-speaking elites.
Being in St. Joseph's College, Sase, it's a very unique place. When you are in the society and you just hear the name, I'm from Sase, or I'm teaching in Sase, or I have a son in Sase, the spirit is different, the feeling is different. I think that the foundation which this institution started, it's a great contribution to the personalities we are talking about. Be it those who became priests, be it those who are married out there, be it the students who are here now, and the teachers. It's in the foundation of the first missionaries, the Mihi fathers. They did a great job. The fundamental principles are still there. They are still there. Those fundamental principles are what we keep it ongoing, the essence of education.
The college became a legendary institution where Ferdinand NGANDO, a lay principal from 1977 to 1992, made an unprecedented impact.
Yeah, I think it was a challenge, a bigger challenge. You know, talking from a standpoint of a priest is different. The respect they accord you is different. And they talk to you with the eyes of faith, you know, the man of God. But now, sometimes you are tempted to say, this man is married, he has children in mind, and it's just like me. And then these challenges were very, very obviously greater than ours. And I really see him a great man, a hero, because if you see, he stayed in Sase 16 years. It's longer than elsewhere. He has been in various institutions, and you discover that Sase is one of the last but one for him to go on retirement. So he gathered the knowledge, the experiences, the wisdom, the mistakes he made, and corrected everything in Sase. That is why he's a hero in Sase. He stayed 16 years because he could manage it effectively and efficiently well. Yeah, I think the challenges I had, he could handle it. They were enormous, they were heavy. But being a man of many worlds, a man of different experiences, he could manage it. He could manage that transition between white, blacks, and then non-cleric, the layman leading. He could manage it well. He is a hero.
All the opportunities that he had to go out to further his education, when he finished, he came back, and he was always submissive to the church and was willing to go wherever the church sent him to go. And before he actually came to Sase, he had been involved a lot with training other teachers. The knowledge that he had, you know, has impacted the life of many other young Cameroonians. He started the teachers training college in Moyoka, the one in Bojongo, the one joined the sisters in Kumba, in Motengene, and he has really been involved in imparting the knowledge that he received, not only to students, but to other teachers, in order to make sure that that legacy continues. And I'm sure there are a good number of our teachers now spread all over in the northwest and the southwest regions of Cameroon and even beyond, who benefited from his teaching skills, from his dedication, from his devotedness. If the bishop can allow a lay person to lead a school like that for 16 years, then you can understand that he was a man of quality.
St. Joseph's College, Sase, is esteemed in these parts, as are Oxford, Harvard, or Sorbonne on other shores. The first missionary secondary school, opened in then southern Cameroons by Mill Hill missionaries, rapidly became fabled for giving sound academic and character training to the thousands of young boys who flocked to its gates.
We didn't know how he did it, but he knew everybody by name, or from your back he will know who you are. I'll tell you, there was one day we were down in the town field. We thought that we were out of school, sitting down watching football. One of our classmates saw Pa from the far coming. He ran into the bush. And then Pa came and met us and said, the person who has run into that bush should come out. And our friend refused to come out. Pa said, okay, this is what I'll do. I'll start sending stones inside that bush until you come out. And then when he just made that statement, our friend came out. And then he just told all of us that if we knew that we were doing something wrong, that's why we run away. But those of us who were sitting there saw him and did not run. He said, no, you have no problem. But you who ran away, means that you know that you did something wrong, so you must be punished. That was the kind of person he was. And if Pa decides that he wants to beat you, I mean, we just have to pray God that maybe he starts and he's tired early. Because if you do something bad, Pa will rarely dismiss a child. Say, no, you have come here to be trained. So he will train you, except in the extremely case that you can be dismissed. But he will beat that madness out of you until you become who he wants you to become.
If you were doing something wrong and you hear his voice, you are alert. You know it's time for you to shape up. And we knew he was not he is a no-nonsense man. So being around him always brought the best in each and every one of us growing up. We look forward to him coming for the holidays. You know, children in the village, you see him coming with a car, and you haven't seen any of your relatives with a car before. Seeing this relative of yours with a car, it gives you an edge.
Despite the odds, Ferdinand NGANDO not only excelled as a teacher, but became the only lay principal in the history of St. Joseph's College, Sase.
I never experienced him as a student or any other thing. I've not seen him, but you can still feel him in the walls of Sase. You sit in that office in his chair, you still see and feel NGANDO. Those who walk in, students, parents, will still talk about him. And being a principal is a challenge. It's a challenge because now you are dealing with people of diverse mentality. Students who are here not just from the Anglophone zone or from the provinces or regions. They're not just from the Francophones. There are people coming from outside, America, UK. And so they have the mentality and the society that shaped them when they were born. So they're coming to a different world that you must learn how to manage these persons. Various family backgrounds, various societal judgments and circumstances that you must be able to groom them to live together as one.
Dr. Lantum came from Yaoundé to visit his son. And he came from Yaoundé. He was friends with Namaya's father in Yaoundé. Namaya's father was the Minister of Commerce. So he said, okay, I'm here, let me see my friend's son. They called for Namaya, Namaya was not there. He had gone out of bounds. So the principal, when he came back, the principal asked him, say he was there. So the principal called for his house captain, who was me. And in trying to protect my friend now, I said, yes, he was there. But I said, okay, I'm happy. Get into the office. Got into the office, he locked the door with the key. He said, I'll deal with the two of you. He beat us mercilessly. After we finished, the next day, he was staying up, just up here. Next day, in front of his house, he gave us machetes to clear a huge piece of bush. After the first day, the two of us fell sick. So we went to him, that is bad. We cannot, he said he knows. He just said, you people should go. At least that has taught you guys a lesson. And I will never forget that.
Over 60 years of his life was devoted to teaching, teachers training, and educational administration. His footprint visible all over the educational map of the Southwest and Northwest regions.
He influenced a lot of Bakossi sons and daughters, especially if you look at the Bakossi tribe. We are known for being teachers. I'm not sure if you are aware of that. I went to teacher training myself. So he was a teacher. And you have a lot of other ones that followed his footsteps, who were also teachers. There's another one who turned 100 2 years ago, Pa Patrick in Nongene, 102. These are people who were teachers who looked up, and some of us wanted to be teachers. Most of them taught me in elementary school. I ended up also being a teacher. Almost ended up to being a pupil. Under one of the same persons who taught me in class 7, as they say. A lot of Bakossi people are teachers because of people like Pa Ngando.
As we peel off the coating over Mr. Ngando's life, we discover many more layers.
I taught in Fontaine and Sopo. From Sopo, I went to the University of Legon in Gold Coast. I was transferred to Boya, and then I founded Teacher Training College, Moyoka. From Moyoka, the college was transferred to Mojongo. I taught for 9 years. From Mojongo, I was appointed principal of Teacher Training College. After that, I went to University of Reading in London, in UK. After UK, I became a supervisor of Catholic schools for the Southern Zone.
In the public eye, he was modest and dedicated, juggling between raising his own kids and educating other children entrusted to him by their parents.
I know the deep friendship that you, Pa Ngando, had with my late father, Pa Atana. And I remember, when I was 10 years old and Pa Atana brought me to Sase and gave me to you to take care of me. And since then, you took me like your own child.
Ngando's legacy extends beyond his professional achievements. He adopted 12 children and provided refuge to those displaced by conflict.
We usually share if there's food. We share it, every person eat food together. We eat on the table. Not that they are going to dish this person food on a different separate side. All of us eat food together. And the experience that I got, and I'm still doing that, even that and my mom is of late, that is not more here. If you enter the house, you see so many children, you see so many ladies that are IDP that are also staying here. We treat them the same, that are going to school here. If you tell her that those are my children, you will say, because my children are not here, they are also schooling in other places. But we take them at once. We treat them, we copy example from my mother, from my father. That is the example that we are following also.
As principal, from 1977 to 1992, Ngando was unique in a role traditionally held by clerics, illustrating his exceptional position in the school's history.
Pa was an educator. Education was his life and blood. He gave locally to the community, he gave a lot of kids scholarships, made payment arrangements with them for tuition for those who couldn't afford it right off the bat. And he sometimes outright sponsored the kids. I mean, non-family members I'm talking about. He also sponsored a lot of my family, a lot of them. They are where they are today because of it. I mean, he sponsored them, and even went as far as getting scholarships for some of them. I remember when my uncle went to Sierra Leone, and Honorable Pa Jebesone and Pa were discussing how best to help him. They decided to give him one of the council scholarships. So they called up Mr. Ewan Noge, who was in charge of scholarships at the time, and specifically told him that he was to give a scholarship to Pa Sambe, for one of his kids. Pa used that scholarship that was given to his brother and enrolled Sister Jane Sambe in Seka. I went there with him. I was there at the time in Cameroon. I went there with him and was witness to all the discussions and the things. So he helped multiple family members and some to commission technical colleges and every way he could.
When I was in the Peace Corps with Fernando NGANDO, the father of Theo NGANDO, and it was like a family. We did so many things, including climbing Mount Cameroon. I looked out my door from my little house, and there it was. And so finally, one day I just said to Theo and his father, "Why don't we climb Mount Cameroon?" And everybody looked at each other, and it was basically, "Yeah, let's climb Mount Cameroon." We climbed it. It took us took us 2 days to get to the top. One of our individuals, a young man from England, got sick, and Theo's father, Ferdinand, ended up carrying this individual back down to what we had done in a day travel, took him down at night, left him, came back up the same night, and continued on as our guide. How he did all that is amazing.
He helped everybody that he could help and went above and beyond. For that reason, I call him the greatest daddy of all time.
Even beyond his immediate family, he continues to have contact with other people. I can cite some examples. A man like Nkome Evaristus is not from our family, yes, but NGANDO is treating him as his son, calls him regularly. There's another friend, Ebonge, who is in Limbe. Those are people, some of the people he's in constant conversation with. Today, we miss people at the age of 40, 50, like that, because of their way of lives. But these people have lived a very careful life. And that's another lesson we can learn from them. Also, they have lived peaceful and honest lives, which is another lesson the younger generation has learned from them.
Grandpa, your journey began a century ago, and what a journey it's been. From humble beginnings, you witnessed and experienced a century of change, growth, and unforgettable moments. You showed us the importance of hard work, perseverance, and dedication. In addition to this, you've also taught us the value of love, commitment, and responsibility. Your unwavering support and guidance has been the foundation of our family strength. You truly have been a beacon of wisdom and the pillar of our family.
The Sase Old Boys Association, SOBA, embodies a philosophy rooted in the values imparted by exceptional educators like Ferdinand NGANDO. Sase Old Boys Association is more than a college fraternity. It is a way of life, a philosophy grounded on the values shared by some of the brightest minds in Cameroon, churned out of the same mold. SOBA members in Cameroon and in the US have honored their former principal with gratitude and solidarity over the years. Take, for example, the Ferdinand NGANDO Hall at the Sase campus and the celebration of his centenary anniversary.
Everybody who was there, who went to him to greet him, he knew your name, called you by your name. At this age, called you by your name. There was a young man, Ibiaga, who received an award because I sat next to him. As Ibiaga was going up to receive, he told me, Ibiaga's father, I met him in 1952 in Limbe when he was working for Catholic Mission. Pa is 100 years. The Pa is still...
NGANDO's journey began in Tombel, where his quest for knowledge, grounded in faith and humility, never strayed from his roots. Most of NGANDO's journey mates, but for a few, have now died. The loss of his wife was yet another blunt reminder that time is not on his side. Ferdinand NGANDO's story is not just one of personal achievement, but of an enduring legacy that has touched lives across continents. His journey is a testament to the power of dedication, education, and community.